Today is the big day as I prepare to take on the Elite Four. But first, there are a few things that I want to do first. I'm going to go get that item that you briefly saw when I slid down that hill. It turns out it's the Wild Charge TM, so definitely a good idea to pick it up if you're interested in Wild Charge. Personally, even though it's the best physical electric move, I still find it rather underwhelming. I mean, we're talking about a move that has 90 power and a drawback? Seriously? I mean, this is just stupid. I know the recoil isn't quite as much as moves like Double Edge or Flare Blitz. It's 25% instead of 33, but still, it's still weak enough that I don't know why they gave it recoil, because as I said, 90 power! And yes, I know that they didn't want to make it as strong as Volt Tackle in order to keep Volt Tackle, you know, a Pikachu kind of thing. But that's the entire point. The entire electric type is suffering because they are so intent on giving Pikachu some sort of special status as a mascot and thus having it keep Volt Tackle all to itself. This is just unacceptable. No. Just no. Anyway, we made it back out of Victory Road, so we're done with the cave areas. I'm just going to go and get the Wild Charge TM, but first, I'm just going to dip by the Pokemon League because I just want to pick up my Ducklet again so that I can fly away to Mistralton in order to delete Strength on Yanshao. You thought I was going to forget about that, huh? No, not on my watch. Of course, I was going to remember. And of course, free healing for my entire party while I'm here because, well, Terrakion sort of did a number on my Lilligant. Fortunately, I managed to catch it in only 3 balls, which I have to admit it was pretty cool. I never fully get used to how easy legendaries can be to catch sometimes for me, even though, you know, it wasn't a 1-ball catch. 3 balls is still well above average, so go down twice, and here we go. Wild Charge TM. So from here, I'm going to go directly to Mistralton. No need to take some sort of detour to go all the way to a Pokemon Center, which is why I went and pick up Ducklet while I was there. So, I'm going to give it back Dig, I guess, since the other big alternative... Oh, I thought it was over there. It's got to be this house here. No, it's not! Now I'm looking stupid. I forgot which house the move deleter was in. Was it? Yeah, I remembered the one being over there, and yeah, it's the right house now. Which one of these fellas is the move deleter? No, this is the move tutor, move deleter. Alright, so I am going to make Mienshao forget about Strength, since all the boulders have been put in their respective holes in Victory Road, and I am going to teach it Dig once again. I don't have the Stone Edge TM yet. It's a post-game thing, but I'm going to replace Dig with Stone Edge once I get the chance, especially considering that I'm going to be giving it Wide Lens. When I get one in the post game, I think it's on Route 15. Anyway, just putting Dig above U-turn because I'm sort of picky, as I said before, about the orders of my moves on my Pokemon, and it's going to prevent some potential misclicks that way, since I'm used to having U-turn as the 4th move on Mienshao. So, are you guys ready? Because it's time. No, it's not! No, it's not! I completely forgot. I think I can go back, though, and he's not going to force me to go through, because, well, guess what? I remembered to give Dig back to Mienshao, but I didn't think about swapping out Ducklet for Lilligant, which is a shame because I was planning on using Lilligant a whole lot in this run of the Elite Four. So basically, he's telling us about the rules of the Elite Four. No, I do not want to go in. Of course, once you go in, you cannot go back. You have to face all 4, one after the other. Though, there is one major difference with other generations, and it's that you can face the members of the Elite Four in any order you choose. They all have the same levels, and it's not like in Mega Man where there's a benefit to going with a certain order. You can go whichever order you want. There's not really much of a tactical advantage to be gained. I guess this is just sort of... It's just sort of cool that they think of doing something like that, you know, to shake things up for a change. So now that Lilligant is in my party, I am fully ready and prepared. I put Excadrill in the lead since... you're going to see in just a moment. First, we are going to face Chantal, the Ghost-type user. And one thing that's also quite new to Generation 5 is those fancy intros for the rooms of each of the Elite Four. And by the way, interesting bit of trivia, Chantal, much like most of the gym leaders, has a line of work outside being a gym leader / Elite Four. She is a novelist, and she's about to tell us that N was just here recently. Are we too late? Either way, there's no way to bend the rules. I'm going to have to defeat the Elite Four myself if I'm going to have any hope of stopping him. So, first member of the Elite Four, Chantal, who's going to lead with Cofagrigus, which is the reason why I led with Excadrill, because, well, I could have gone with Jellicent since it can use super effective ghost moves against Cofagrigus, but then again, so can Cofagrigus, so Excadrill I think is my best bet. Unless, of course, Cofagrigus uses Will-O-Wisp. Come on, please. Yes! Shadow Ball! Not Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp would have screwed me over a lot because, of course, Excadrill's massive attack power would have been lowered severely, but Shadow Ball only did, like, insignificant damage. Anyway, Earthquake was just barely a 2-hit KO on Cofagrigus. What's next? I'm going to bet it's... Yeah, it's Chandelure. Oh god, what am I going to use here? My team has a massive Chandelure weakness, in case you haven't noticed. I am going to keep Excadrill in because I think I'm going to be faster, and Earthquake, doing some quick math, should be a 1-hit KO if it was barely a 2-hit KO on the much bulkier... And there we go, on the much bulkier Cofagrigus, as I was about to say. Now that it's super effective and Chandelure is much more frail than Cofagrigus, of course, it was going to be a 1-hit KO. Now, Golurk, the last two Pokemon, Golurk and Jellicent, yeah. Lilligant can take care of them both. I'm just going to pedal dance my way to victory here. Golurk, what's fun about it is that it looks like it should be really bulky, but it's really not. Its HP is slightly above average, and its defenses are average. The only stat at which it really excels is attack, unfortunately. So Lilligant easily dispatched it in 1 hit. Jellicent, now that is one bulky motherfucker, especially when it comes to special moves, but I think I can take it down in 1 hit. Yes! Here we go! Chantal was defeated. 4 Pokemon down in 5 turns. Only a measly Shadow Ball that's not very effective on Excadrill. That was all she was able to land on me. So, that's 1 down. And 3 more to go. Now you can see that there's a warp panel next to Chantal. This is how you get out of there since, well, of course it would be pretty hard to come back the way I came unless, of course, they pull out, you know, the same kind of shenanigans, but whatever. Back into the main room. As you can see, there's now a light next to Chantal's staircase. Mienshao is going in the lead because next is Grimsley, the Dark-type user, and so we got a nice little escalator here, as well as flames that light up as I pass. How cute! He thinks he's Magus! Hint, he's not. His type may be dark, but that's where the similarities end, obviously. Alright, Elite Four number 2, and this one is the one that I'm probably the least worried against, to be honest. I'm quite confident in my Mienshao's abilities to completely annihilate his team, though he's going to lead off with Scrafty, which has quite good defenses, even though the HP could be a bit better. So, Yeah, jump kick is really powerful, though, especially in the hands of something like Mian Chao, so I guess... I'm thinking Scrafty is actually going to be sort of my biggest threat here, though Liepard is probably going to be a bit faster and it knows Aerial Ace, but Scrafty goes down in one hit. As I sort of expected, Liepard is, as I said, going to be trouble because it's by far his fastest team member. Fake Out, well, there's no real way to figure out whether I'm faster or not since Fake Out has priority, but this, on the other hand, means Liepard is faster. Fortunately, one good jump kick should be able to put it down since it's so much more frail than Scrafty was. Aerial Ace, honestly, didn't do a whole lot of damage. And Bisharp is next, so quadruple weakness suggests to me that I can afford to use Drain Punch to recover some of that lost HP from Aerial Ace and still be able to take it down in one hit. And, oh wow, almost full. Of course, I would have liked it better if I were full, but doesn't really matter. Crocodile, I'm feeling Lilligant here, because even though its offensive stat is a bit lower than Mian Shao's, Petal Dance is stronger than Jump Kick. So, oh yeah, and I wasn't even thinking about Intimidate. Turns out using Lilligant was the right decision. So, is Petal Dance going to take it down in one hit? Probably, considering how well it performed against a Jellicent. So, it was as simple as that. That's 2 down, and I haven't even been challenged yet. Now, for the other two, though, they've got quite a few opportunities in terms of type coverage, so I am not going to go with types that would be super effective against those guys, because that would just be asking for trouble because of the aforementioned type coverage. So, let's just get out of there and move on to our next challenge. So, I'm going to go with Lilligant in the lead for this one. You might have expected Excadrill because of X-Scissor or Jellicent because of Shadow Ball, but I'm actually going with Lilligant. So, now I'm being telepathically propelled up there into a bedroom. And we get the fancy introduction of Caitlyn. Yes, it's the exact same Caitlyn as in the Battle Castle from Generation 4, except she's aged a lot, of course, since these games take place a few years after Generation 4. And make your best effort not to bore me with a yawn-inducing battle. This is funny because of the strategy that I'm planning to use for this fight. In fact, it's the entire reason why I brought Lilligant in the lead for this fight. Reuniclus needs really no introduction. It hits really hard. It's really bulky. It's just really fucking slow. So, first things first, I'm going to put it to sleep. No, I'm not going to attempt to catch it. Instead, what I'm going to do, I'm going to spam Quiver Dance. Yep, this is going to be really helpful. The speed boost is going to come in handy. Special attack, of course, it goes without saying. And Reuniclus woke up already? And wow, did a lot of damage. And that was after a Quiver Dance to boot. So if I hadn't done that, it would have hit a lot harder. So I'm going to get up a second Quiver Dance. I don't really know how many I really need, but I'm going to keep going until it wakes up at the very least, and if it tries Psychic again, it's definitely not going to kill at this point. So, we're up to 3 Quiver Dances now, and it's still asleep, so I'm going to go for one more, and after that, any more would be superfluous, so I'm going to stick with 4 Quiver Dances for this. And yeah, it woke up just in time, and Psychic does barely anything now after 4 Quiver Dances. So Giga Drain is, of course, to replenish that lost HP. And it had no chance. I mean, triple special attack, triple special defense, and triple speed. That is just way too much for even a Reuniclus to handle. Next up, Sigilith. It's the moment of truth, guys. It's got Air Slash and Ice Beam.